Hello folks, this is your old pal Uncle Al. And what we're going to do today, we're going to go over preppers, okay? Now I showed you this book before. You should have been reading this. I know it's a textbook, you should read it. And I'll tell you about, what they'll do and what they plan. They have also pretty good information for bug out bags and stuff like that and bug out location and stuff. But the psychological and effects, you have to read this. Because a lot of you don't understand what's going on, okay? Too many of you are on your phones looking at screens. In the future, they're going to find a whole bunch of dead people with plastic little things, and they're all doing like this, and archaeologists like, what the hell's going on? Most people think apocalypse, and most people fits in one of these weird ass groups, okay? You have the Nostradamus, the false prophets. You have the guy looking up at the stars. You have Rambos, overweight, overfed, overpaid, carrying every kind of weapon you can imagine. You have the Christian nuts. You have the song and dance man. Yes, if you buy this bucket of miracle food, you can survive it forever. No, you don't. And then we have this one. This one isn't mentioned too much. Okay, take a look at that. And it's humorous. Nobody ever reads, so I can't remember. It's an old 60s movie. It's Dr. Zhivago. I think it's Dr. Zhivago. Laura Zhivago was a type of person that flitted from revolutionaries, generals, revolutionaries again, until the very end of the movie where you see her as an old, decrepit woman living in the streets. Okay, you could see the trace of beauty, but that's what's going to happen to a lot of American women when they realize it hit the fan. Okay, they're going to be shocked. So you see a lot of these beauty YouTubers in a fancy apartment building or apartment building. All of a sudden, they're in the dark. If you watch Texas Snow Apocalypse, there are a lot of them. Let's see, one almost carbon monoxide herself to death in a crappy old car. One almost froze to death. One freaked out when the toilet of her first floor apartment did the Lynda Blair thing and started spewing out over foot tall fountain of green stuff. Always loads of fun. They're screaming, I have to save my shoes. And I'm like, are these people crazy? Yeah. Okay? Now, we're going to first talk about the panicky, weak-minded prepper. These are last-minute preppers. I told you, if you haven't prepped since September last year, you're a panicky, weak-minded prepper. Okay? There's nothing wrong, but if you're going to be in a prepper group, they're going to eyeball you, and if you do something wrong, okay, because they know you're going to double cross them, they know you're going to give in, they know when it gets really hard and shit hits them, and they need your help, you're going to be a Dr. Smith character of Lost in Space and running towards the other way. No. Okay, so you don't want to be a panicky, weak-minded prepper. That's a bad thing. Okay, and money cannot buy you anything. Then we have the Sheeple Prepper. Oh, the government will save us. Oh, we'll have immediate response from fire, police, and everybody. Wake up. Somebody slap the hell out of them. Okay? That's not going to happen. Nobody's coming to rescue you. Okay? Everything's closed. Everything's shut down. Something is wrong and screwy, and you're not prepared. That's a Sheeple Prepper because they trust the government. I'll get my meal from the government. I have 4 hungry children. Where's the government? Where's FEMA? You're out of luck, lady. Go away. Okay? That was Hurricane Ida. All right? They had looting, government response. Everybody's been warned in the past. It's going to take them a week. Get any of these Sheeple Preppers? Oh, yes, I prep because it's September. Uh, beer and Takis don't count. Okay? Like Steve, of course, there's trainer. Get off your dumb butt. Stop eating Takis or Cheetos and get prepared. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. I keep telling people this. Okay. Then we have the hoarder preppers. I hoarded all this toilet paper. Yeehaw. Bottles of water. Yeehaw. Okay, but what kind? And on the toilet paper, you have a full room full of mice making mice hotels out of all those stacked toilet paper. Also, it's a fire hazard, too. I have all these sanitizers in my broom closet. Film day 11, house is on fire. Okay, hoarder preppers. All they do is panic buying, stripping everything off the shelves. Stop that. Do not panic. Do not panic buy. Okay? That's a big headache for your community. Take one item, go home. If you haven't did the 4 corners, which is working pantry, refrigerator, freezer, and long-term storage. I've been mentioning these throughout my videos, but nobody ever watches or listens. Okay? Now, Uncle Alan lives in a small house. And I told one of the hoarder preppers, you know you could get busted for hoarding, you get fined, or you get fined as a racketeer if you try to sell any of this stuff on eBay 6 times the price. And it's minimum 2 years in state prison. If it's something serious and it goes over a state line, it's a 7 to 10 year stretch in a federal prison for interstate trafficking. Nobody ever reads law books. I mean, come on, folks. All right, so that's the hoarder prepper. Now, what gets me and drives everybody nuts, including Bob942, is the LARPing prepper. Okay, they talk a lot but never have the experience. Uncle Alan has the first-hand experience, and that's why I'm retired and in pain. I use a walker and a cane. All right, I had a house burned down. I had a house flooded away and washed away, watching everything float away and crashing into a bridge and disintegrating. Not fun, folks. All right, I lived 5 years in Stockton on the worst side. I keep finding dead people in my backyard between my rhododendrons and my daisies and my potatoes. Another drug addict dead. All right? I get pissed. I have experience. I know what's Bob going through because those same idiots, it's too cold and wet and we can't find unicorns out here and our drug supply is drying out. Why? They just moved all down here selling fentanyl, meth, cocaine. And you know whose initials is it? Oh, it's the Mexican Mafia. No, you racist idiots. CCP and the North Koreans. Because it's profitable. Okay? Because we did a too good a job getting rid of a lot of the cartels. So a lot of cartels are backed up with the forces of evil. Iran, North Korea, and the CCP. Probably Pakistan and Venezuela. Okay? Do your own research. This is not fear porn. You should know better. Okay? And what's the biggest pipeline? Oh, you mean south of the border? No. Because I look at most people, you're a bunch of idiots. Okay? It's not south of the border. North of the border. It's Canada, stupid. Vancouver area. And like, they're just smuggling drugs from Canada? This is why I call them LARPing preppers. They have no idea. Okay? They dress up in camo and they hop around in the woods. And I'm kind of looking at them like, what the hell's wrong with you, boy? You know, wear a hat. Like Praxis Prepper. I made this wonderful house. And I also brought, oh, My house just burned down and I'm getting hailed with 20 millimeter shells. Think again, folks. Okay? So LARPing preppers. Preppers buying too many gadgets, wearing camo, jumping around, looking stupid. I'm Rambo. I'm Mission Impossible. I wear this. I'm a fashion statement. Oh, God. You're not a fashion statement. It's common sense. Okay? When everybody looks at Uncle Al, I'm wearing a polo shirt, this kind of hat. And everybody like, well, that's not a prepper. Prepper has to wear a camouflage outfit and carry a big assault weapon and go, no, those are kooks. They're the Rambo preppers. I even these 80s and 70s, I stayed away from them. Especially this group, like, we're going to take over the government. We got our camouflage and our ballistic vests, and we got a whole bunch of AKs. I said, I'm not interested. Thank you for the coffee. Go away. Okay? Lurpers and Rambo idiots don't understand what's going on. Mainly because they have a lot of guns, no food, no garden, no water supply. I'll drink out of my swimming pool. If anybody says that again, I'm slapping them in the back of the head and make them drink swimming pool water. But I filter it and have this weird taste in my mouth. Keep drinking. Keep drinking that wonderful pool water. And they said, I don't feel good. I'm bloated. I can't pee. Your kidneys just shut down. Your liver's getting toxified. The only way to save your dumb ass after the 4th day is having your blood washed out through, I forget what they call that for diabetics. Bruce from Backwoods Law knows what I'm talking about. To flush out your blood. Dialysis. That's it. Uncle Al's old and tired. Okay, I've been correcting a lot of things, and I corrected this survival compound and near the foothills. I keep telling them, if you keep chlorinating your pool, you cannot drink this. Well, I made it blue. Yeah, but read the ingredients of the bluing agent. It has cyanide and arsenic. But won't that evaporate? Yes and no. When it combines with chlorine, it forms a salt. It forms a salt. And that you don't want to drink. What happens if I keep drinking this water? Well, after your kidneys shut down, your liver toxifies, you go blind. They don't tell you this on all these stupid prepper channels. You know, if you could filter out this homemade filter, you could drink pool water or toilet water. And I keep looking at these people. Are they nuts? Drink out of the toilet. Drink out of the pool. Well, I'll take this life straw and I'll show you people that I could drink out of the pool. 2 days later, he's in the hospital and he hasn't made a prepper video since. So use your brains, folks. Okay? Think. Not hard. Think. Well, I could use the local pond. A lot of homeless people use that pond. And they just cleaned it last week. Yeah, I wonder where all that 2 feet of dark, smelling muck came out of. They used it as a toilet. They peed into the pond. And they pooed in the pond. And washed their face in the pond. Washed their buttholes in the pond. Oh, so you're going to call that fresh drinking water. Now, Uncle Al used to drink a lot of brown and green chunky water. Okay? A lot of you folks have no experience. I'll just go out into the mountains and live like a mountain man. A week later, we find your stupid family dead on the side of the road, dead next to the sign. Do not use this water. Why? Because you don't read signs. You're stupid as hell. And I have this wonderful charcoal, ceramic, all-purpose filter. Remember what I told you about these guys? Whoops. The con artists, song and dance bands trying to sell you stuff? but nobody listens to Uncle Al. Okay? Now, this is going to be a long one because I'm going to let everybody have it in these groups of preppers. I have another section for the really, God, what the hell's wrong with these people? Okay? Those are different category and we're going to go over each one. Okay? Then you have the Batman in the Boondocks prepper. Okay, this overlaps to several because he has one state of mind. He's not adaptable. Now, prepper will figure out what kind of source action for limited amounts of things. Uncle Al is a survivalist. Key word to survivalism is to adapt to the danger and understand it. Not sticking your fingers up your nose and like, duh, that wasn't a meteorite, or duh, the government didn't overthrow us, or duh, power went out. It's like, ugh. I hate Batman and Boondocks. There are several prepping channels that does this. Some in Canada, some in big cities. Everywhere I'm looking at one, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of nice. It's a gadget. You have your little utility belt or whatever. And you have your favorite knife or gadget or anything. Now, I know Dave doesn't do that much, but he gets into it, but he gets the cheapest kind and see how long they last. I don't do that. I'm not nice. It's what I could take, use, and use again to survive, right? There are exceptions to lone wolf preppers, but you have to be an evil git. Uncle Alan's evil git. I will survive, rest you will all die. Now, there's been a few people that were scavengers, that they call them survivalists. That's a scavenger, not a survivalist. A survivalist will scavenge, but he will not scavenge to benefit his goals. Okay, this guy stole from other people, stole power, stole electricity, made his little fantasy bubble in the woods. And he did that for 30 years. Another one in the 50s used to raid all the forest products in certain areas and played havoc with the Forest Service in Montana until he escaped from the mental institution and back in the woods. And I think they found his remains about 20 years later, clutching a beat up single shot 22, and his bones looked like he'd been chewed by a grizzly, more likely, and some spent shells around him. You can't kill a grizzly with a 22. Okay, you probably pissed the hell out of him. I'll shoot it in the eye or in the head. Yeah, and the grizzly says, damn, what came out of my butt? Okay? So understand this, folks. Batman in the Boondocks is a prepper that buys a lot of plastic buckets. I bought this freeze-dried stuff. Now I got a freeze dryer and we're going to freeze cheese and hamburger. Okay? Tell me how a freeze dryer works. Okay? It sucks out moisture that's been frozen. Correct. Okay, what does cheese and hamburger has? Water. What else? Water. Slap them back with it. It has proteins and fats. Fats do not evaporate like water. It oxidizes. It becomes rancid. So a lot of people, so I can't freeze dry everything? No. Okay? I worked at enough food packing plants and that uses freeze drying, and I have to read the Riot Act for the workers because they're stupid as hell. So fat doesn't really evaporate? No, it gets rancid for the 100th time. I have to say this to every prepper with a freeze dryer. Fat will rancify in the food. So if you're over 10% fat in your freeze dried Mylar bag that you made, wait a year and look in there. Okay? Even with oxygen providers, most professional Freeze dryers limit their fat content or substitute it with a non-oxidation fat. So much for the Batman and the Boondocks. Okay, this is why NASA didn't went with a also Russia Space Agency, all freeze-dried system, because people were having stomach issues, rancidity, and draining of moisture from your intestines. You didn't want to be on Apollo 13 or Skylab with constipation. They had a poo-poo knife and a poo-poo pliers and a poo-poo hook. So if it gets really bad, the flight surgeon will pull it out, cut it off, and give you a whatchamacallit. I can't remember the word. A relaxant to poop out the rest of the solid mass. And they had one they brought back from Skylab to examine. It was petrified because all they ate was freeze-dried food. So after the Skylab experiments, nobody ever reads research paper or notes. I do. Okay, so don't play Batman and Boondocks and buy the latest knife, buy the latest gun, buy the latest gadgets. You want to have skills. Now, if you watch Backwoods Law, is it Backwoods? Backwoods Law. You have to understand, okay? We have built our society on gadgets and tech. If anything happens, this is why I tell people, watch La Brea. Put on my reading glasses so I look smart. Watch La Brea on NBC Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Pacific. And you can figure it out if your math skills isn't that bad. Okay? Reason why, if you get thrown someplace and you only have things in your pocket, you're screwed big time. And I tell people, if I stop you on your everyday, stop you right now and say, what's in your pocket? And most of them cry because they don't have anything except for a cell phone and a few other items. Okay? Uncle Alan, I'm not kidding, I'm loaded with bear. And I don't actually need EDC because I adapt. Okay? Which makes Uncle Alan very, very scary. So, do not be Batman and the Boondocks prepper. Too many gadgets, lack of skill, lack of knowledge will kill you on the spot. Unless you have the luck of the Irish. Okay, these preppers would likely get you killed or in trouble because mostly they rely on their emotions. Okay? The preppers I listed before relies on their emotion, not skill, emotion. Get that through your little beanie head. Okay? They get easily upset. Where's that FEMA? I have kids to feed. Okay? Have a short teeth. I'm mad. Why isn't the government doing anything? Okay? Or why are the shelves empty? We all seen that. And they're lucky Uncle Alan doesn't put a 45 slug in their heads. Because Uncle Alan's a nice, quiet man. And don't believe in violence. Unless you really tick them off. Okay? They'll have a short temper or confuse easily. I don't understand. Walmart has empty shelves. Target has empty shelves. The store's closed. I don't understand. Okay, if it was me and you did a Karen number on myself, it's like, patrol unit, we have a lady who got her, where's shoved up? Where the sun don't shine. How'd that happen? I don't know. Okay. Confused easily over simple things. The rest of us who are prepared know what we're doing, got the skills and training. I did warn everybody, if you didn't prepare, this is why you have to watch Survival Run. This is You Die series, because you're a bunch of boneheads. Okay? Yeah, let's see. Warning, if placed under pressure, they are the first ones to break and threaten the group. In other words, they act like Dr. Smith. I'll sell them out if you spare my life. Or they're frozen like deer and their eyeballs like this, their mouths open, and they get killed. All right? They're the first to break under pressure. You do not want that. Now, if Uncle Alan's in the situation, you're afraid for the other person. Like, oh my God, Uncle Alan's losing it, and he's going to kill everybody. Yeah, I don't fold or break under pressure. I get rid of the garbage and problem. So if there's a problem, you bought the farm. Okay? Uncle Alan will take care of it, or Uncle Al will take care of it once and for all. I don't like to, but I will do it. Okay? So try not to break under pressure and threaten the group, because the group's important. If you're in an urban or semi-urban area or in the rural area, if you do something stupid or do like Dr. Smith and chicken out or blame somebody else or do something like Batman and the Boondocks and have no good skills or knowledge, you might be going out like, why are we going out to the back 40? You're going to visit Fido. And you don't hear that person anymore. So think about it very carefully, folks. All right? You do not want to be those kinds of preppers. Okay? We're talking old school survivalists. You should read this book. It explains a lot of things. Plus, it has notes that you would not believe in the glossary, and it has planning every kind of whacked out thing you could think of that might happen, and also response times and everything else. And also they have a guide list. I'm trying to find it. Remember, Uncle Alan's still half blind. Okay? Now, we went over this. Well, we're talking about the denial and isolation, anger, depression, acceptance, and try to move forward. Okay? Those who are not think are denial and isolation, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance that they're going to hell. All right? I do recommend this book. They do have a good, shoot. I had it just under my fingertip. You ever notice when you're half blind and trying to find stuff? That's why they took my car keys and I can't drive around. And everybody's busy, so I don't care. And they'll have lists of what to do. It's a really good book. I have to push this onto preppers because a lot of you are doing it wrong. Okay? I have to take this book and beat it on people's head over and over and over. Uncle Alan, you have to stop. They're dead. Well, they haven't read this. Okay? Remember, Uncle Alan is not a prepper. He's an old school. Let's see what I got. Yeah, sometimes I put stuff away and I can't find it. He's an old school, old kind of party kind of person. Believes in the simple things in life. Okay? Now, Uncle Alan doesn't like to use a gun. It hurts my hearing. And second thing, I know how to use one of these and put you down in less than 5 minutes. So think about it. I'll carry either one of these. Or one of these stashed away. And I don't need pockets. But they said, Uncle Alan, you have to go to court. You're going to be defenseless. I have my cane and a piece of cordage. And my cigarette lighter. What else do I need? And they look at me and give me stupid answers. And like, you've been taking Kwai Kung Do or Wing Chun. Come at me. And I'll have my titanium steel cane. And I say, come at me and I'll put you down faster than you can get your first punch in. They punch. I miss. I hook them in the neck. I kick them in the groin and throw them onto the ground. and I have my foot on their throat, and I said, this cane's about 2 inches away from your face. Remember the Bruce Lee movie where they said he could do a one-punch thing with his fist? Well, this is a dull 5-pound steel cane with no rubber bottom grip. Think what it'll do to your eyeball and skull. And after that, they go back and train harder. Remember, Uncle Alan used to be old school martial arts. We didn't have the nice soft blue mats that Dad on YouTube using. Gotta do it on concrete, boy. All right, folks. I'll catch you later. You have a nice day. I'll see you later. Be kind and be nice and be humble. And don't be a jackass. Bye, folks.